Time for Media Watch. When is a scandal not a scandal? Perhaps when the press feels its hands are tied. It's not like the British tabloids to miss out on a story, is it, James?
No, definitely not.
Why aren't they publishing the photos of Prince Harry Starkers?
Well, there's a lot of speculation. Perhaps it's the Leveson inquiry. Perhaps it's this was the inquiry into media ethics prompted by the Millie Dowler scandal in the UK, the News of the World, getting information from hacking her phone. It was what sparked the whole media crisis in the UK with the Murdoch media.
Of course, was missing and turned out was dead. And while after her death, the paper had actually hacked into her phone message system, giving her parents the false hope that she was actually still alive. That was
and as a result, there was this media inquiry, or this parliamentary inquiry into media ethics, and it seems to have changed the way certain decisions are made now at an editorial level. The speculation is. Anyway, quickly to remind people of what's going on in the UK at the moment with Prince Harry, or I suppose more in Las Vegas, because he was in a hotel room and he got a little bit naked, as you do, and was cavorting around. That is the TMZ page with people he brought up from the hotel bar. There you go. This is what the Sun.
This took place in his actual hotel.
In his hotel room, so it is a private space.
Okay, so it is a private space.
That's right. Okay. So that's, I suppose, part of the whole argument. The Sun, as with all of the British dailies, did not publish the photos. So what they did is they got their guy Harry Miller, who is their photo editor, to strip down with a 21-year-old intern, Sophie Henderson, and they cuddled together. Now, The Guardian, as they tend to do when it comes to anything with the Sun.
Sorry, James, run that by me again. So the front page of the Sun that we've just seen isn't actually Prince Harry. It's one of the journalists whose name is Harry.
Yes.
He's posing as the prince in the same pose with a naked female intern behind him.
Is it more scandalous than what happened?
I think that could be a scandal itself, couldn't it? You know.
Well, look at what The Guardian did. The Guardian tend to get the knife out for the Murdoch press whenever and wherever they can. Sun denies it pressured intern to strip for Prince Harry front page. Now,
I'd like to hear her version of it.
Well, they have actually, both of them have issued a public statement saying that this was they were not pressured, etc., etc. Now, The Guardian says they spoke to a senior media manager of a large media company who remains nameless. I suspect he works for The Guardian. And he said, if we did that to a work experienced person, we'd be worrying about finding ourselves at court. So they're kind of not wagging the finger at the Sun, saying that's not a way to, deal with interns, etc.
It has a funny odour about it, let's put it that way, doesn't it?
It does. Now, to get back to the whole issue of to print or not to print those photos, that is the question. Royal Aids threatened legal action against the paper, it seems, and there were letters from lawyers being sent out yesterday to newsrooms reminding them that they could be hauled in front of the Press Complaints Commission, and the Press Complaints Commission themselves backed up that legal letter. In any case, let's take a listen to Neil Wallace. Now, he's a former editor of the News of the World, the paper that was shut down because of the Millie Dowler scandal. His take on what is going on at the moment in terms of decisions to not republish those photos.
I have no doubts at all that 15 months ago, those pictures would have been in these newspapers. Today, no. And I think the idea that decision, an editor's decision-making, has been taken away because of fears over Leveson is not healthy.
That's a good analysis, and I notice he's got a very nice kitchen.
He does indeed. He does indeed. Maybe he'll have us over for a cup of tea the next time we're back.
That'd be grand.
In England. Now, speaking of photos to publish or not to publish, take a look at this photo. This, do you remember that one, Mark? That's
John Ryan, the Texan, sucking the toe of the then Duchess of York, I think. Sarah Ferguson, yeah?
Well spotted.
There you go. I never miss a scandal.
Well, that was on the front page of the Daily Mirror 20 years ago, and they didn't.
I remember.
They didn't hold back.
Nothing to do with me.
They didn't hold back. You weren't there at the French Villa. But you see, this is an indication of how times have changed. And as Neil Wallace said there, you don't even have to go back 20 years to see a different attitude. Maybe just going back 15 months ago, things would have been different and those photos would have been published, but things have changed.
But the whole way that Princess Diana, when she was playing Diana Spencer and just dating Prince Charles, the way she was hounded by the press, it's fair to say hounded. She was pursued. She was telephoto lenses, there were mobs chasing her, that kind of thing. All that now, we hope, is behind us.
That's right. There is also the legacy of Princess Diana and the way the press decided to perhaps be a little bit less predatorial around royals since then. I'll just show you this before we go, Mark.
Go ahead.
Some are saying, look, Harry How did he get away with it? You know, loads of people are, you know, giving him support. You've got people like Richard Branson, the Virgin exec, saying, shock horror, single man naked in own hotel room with woman, what on earth has this got to do with anyone else? Piers Morgan, I'm shocked and disgusted by the Prince Harry photos in Vegas. Why the hell wasn't I invited? So there you go.
And I wonder if he'd said that when he was editor of The Sun.
Right, probably not, probably not.
Okay, all we can say now, James, I think is probably live and let live, eh?
That's it, Mark.
James Creedon with Media Watch. Thank you very much, James.